If you're a woman over 40 and your sleep suddenly feels different, I want to start with a question. Do you ever go to bed exhausted, sleep all night, and still wake up feeling like your body never actually rested? Or maybe you fall asleep easily, but your sleep just feels lighter than it used to, or you're waking up more frequently or too early. Most women immediately assume this is a hormone issue. But in my clinical experience, when sleep changes in midlife, it's rarely just hormones. It's usually one of the first signals that something deeper in the body needs support. And today I want to show you what your sleep might actually be trying to tell you. Hey, beautiful, it's Claudine, functional health practitioner and author of Your Midlife Body Code. If you're new here, make sure to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you don't miss future videos. And if you want to understand which system in your body needs the most support right now, whether it's blood sugar, minerals, digestion, hormones, or your nervous system, you can take my free Midlife Body Code quiz linked below. Okay, let's talk about sleep. So why does sleep change after 40? Why? One of the biggest misconceptions about midlife sleep problems is that there's simply a sleep issue. So people start focusing on things like blue light before bed, sleep supplements, bedtime routines. And while those things can help, they usually don't explain why sleep changed in the first place. Because sleep is actually regulated by several systems in the body working together, and that includes how stable your blood sugar is, your nervous system and how supported it feels, mineral balance, hormone rhythms. And when all those systems are stable, sleep tends to be stable too. But when one or more of those systems gets pushed out of balance, sleep is often one of the first things to change. In other words, sleep problems in midlife are rarely random, they're usually a signal. Now, one of the biggest drivers of sleep disruption that I see in midlife women is blood sugar instability. What does this mean? Well, I see that women are often unintentionally under eating during the day, right? So they skip breakfast, they might eat something small for lunch, they're busy and they don't stop to eat until later in the day. So by evening, the body is often running on low fuel. And even if they eat a lot at dinner, during the night, that spike could then drop, their blood sugar drops too low. The body releases cortisol and adrenaline to bring it back up. And those hormones are designed to wake you up. So women often experience things like waking in the middle of the night or waking wired instead of rested. They can also have difficulty staying asleep. And this is one reason I talk so much about stabilizing blood sugar during the day, especially by getting enough protein at meals. Because sleep problems in midlife often start with blood sugar patterns long before women even think about sleep. Now, another major factor is the nervous system. Many midlife women have spent decades operating at high output mode. You go, girl, you got this. They have careers, families, responsibilities, constant decision making. And over time, the nervous system, it gets used to running in a slightly elevated state. So even when you're tired, your body doesn't fully shift into the deep rest and repair state that sleep requires. This is why so many women describe themselves as tired but wired or wired but tired. They're exhausted, but their body feels slightly on alert. And sleep requires the nervous system to feel safe enough to power down. So it can't be on alert, it has to feel safe. And when the nervous system has been running in this go mode for years, that transition can become harder. And then there's the mineral piece most women don't even know about, because another factor that often gets overlooked is mineral balance. So minerals are things like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and they play a major role in regulating the nervous system and your body's energy. I often describe minerals as the tugboats of the body because they help move nutrients into the cell and waste out of the cell. They help everybody get to where they need to go. And when these minerals become depleted, which happens easily during prolonged stress, the nervous system becomes more reactive and sleep can become lighter. So, this doesn't mean sleep problems are simply a magnesium deficiency, but when mineral balance has been off for a while, the nervous system often has a harder time settling into deep sleep. Now, let's talk about those hormones because hormones are still part of the story. As estrogen and progesterone fluctuate during perimenopause and menopause, several sleep related processes change because hormones influence things like body temperature, your body's ability to relax, how much cortisol is put out, and when. And these shifts can make sleep more sensitive to other stressors in the body, which is why sleep changes often show up alongside symptoms like fatigue, brain fog, stubborn weight, and mood changes. They're usually connected. Now, why does this show up in my driven women? One pattern I see constantly in the women I work with is that they've been operating in high performance mode for years, right? They're capable, responsible, reliable. They push through fatigue. They keep showing up. They handle a lot. They do all the things for all the people. But the body is keeping track of that load. So years of underfueling, high demand, and constant output that can slowly deplete the systems that regulate energy and recovery. And eventually the body starts signaling that something needs support. Sleep is often one of those first signals. So, where do you start if sleep has changed in midlife? The goal isn't forcing sleep with more supplements, okay? The goal is supporting the systems that regulate the sleep. So that usually means stabilizing blood sugar with balanced meals and enough protein. When I say enough protein, I mean 25, 30 grams of protein per meal. And by per meal, I mean 3 times a day. Also supporting the nervous system so the body can shift into rest mode, right? Taking deep breaths, taking a walk, getting out in nature, doing yoga, getting a punching bag, whatever helps get it out for you. And then rebuilding those minerals that have been depleted. So doing your adrenal cocktails that you may have heard me talk about before, getting your electrolytes, making sure you take an Epsom salt bath for that, soaking in that magnesium. You could also do mineral testing, which is great because then you can get a personalized, customized mineral supplement, but also addressing hormone shifts in the context of the whole system. And when those systems start coming back into balance, sleep often improves naturally. So, what's the bottom line? The bottom line is that sleep changes in midlife usually aren't random, they are signals. Your body isn't broken, it's communicating that something underneath the surface needs support. And once you understand what your body is actually responding to, sleep often becomes one of the first systems to improve. Now, if you want help understanding what your body may be asking for right now, whether that's blood sugar support, nervous system regulation, minerals, hormones, or digestion, the Midlife Body Code quiz will help you see which system may be most out of balance. You can take it using the link below. And make sure you're subscribed because in upcoming videos, we'll be breaking down how to work with your body in midlife instead of fighting it. I will see you next time.